So many years ago, I woke up one morning and my throat was on fire. I didn't know what was going on. It was just extremely sore. And people started giving me their concoctions, their recipes to try out. And I did that for about a week. And the more I drank these concoctions, the more my throat got worse and worse. So eventually, I gave in. I went to the doctor. The doctor ran some tests and came back and told me that, no, mate, you have an infection. And so I'm going to prescribe some antibiotics. And this is the game plan. This is when you are supposed to take them. This is how you take them. You're supposed to finish this batch, because if you do not take them the way that I'm prescribing that you take them, they are not going to be as effective. And if you don't finish the whole pack, there's a chance that you might develop antibiotic resistance. So I stuck to the game plan and took them as the doctor had instructed. And after a couple of days, I was back to my old self. So why am I sharing this story? I'm sharing this story because I'm looking at the world and at the state of the world right now. There are wars happening, the moral decay that is taking place. Kids are killing their parents. Parents are killing their children. Gender-based violence, criminality, corruption. That we, as the world today, we are dealing with so many things. And then the question then is, how do we then deal with all of these things? What solutions are we going to come up to combat all of these issues that we face? So let's take, for example, corruption. What happens with corruption? We'll be like, oh no, since there is corruption, let's have an oversight committee that will overlook this committee and the affairs and the transactions that are taking place in this particular organization. And then later, we find that the oversight committee is now corrupt also. So we need the oversight. The oversight committee also needs another oversight committee to watch over it. So what I'm trying to say is that the key to our issues today is that we find out what the problem is. I spent a whole week dealing with my sore throat, not knowing what the exact problem was, until I went to the doctor and the doctor ran some tests and said, no, this is your issue. So even for us today, what is the issue? What is the reason for all of these problems, all of these issues, all of these challenges that we are currently facing as the world today? And it came to me that sin is the cause of all that we are dealing with today. The challenges we are facing today are because of sin. That when men fell, sin came and captured us. So now we have turned into these people who are now chasing their fleshly desires, and people wanting to give in to their fleshly desires, it gives rise to all of these challenges that we face. And we are so grateful that we have a Father in heaven. For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, that whomever believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. So God saw the state of the earth and said, I'm going to give my Son as a sacrifice for these people, because the debt that they have, they cannot pay. So my Son will be the ultimate sacrifice. My Son will save these people, because this sin is leading them to death. So I'm going to put my Son in that place, that my Son becomes the sacrifice, that my Son takes away the sin of the world. So for us then, as believers, it means the onus is on us, that we go out and share the good news of Christ. That I'm not speaking that we do not lobby, we do not form committees and challenge certain decisions that are taking place. That all of those things are important, but our primary focus as believers, it should be spreading the gospel, telling the world about Jesus. They start off in their locality. They start off in Jerusalem, and then they start spreading to their neighbors, and then eventually they go to the nations. That my encouragement is that start where you are. Don't be thinking, no, now I need to pack my bags and go somewhere else. Unless the Lord has instructed you to go somewhere else, my encouragement is that start where you are. Start in that office, start in that school, start in that office, that where you find yourself presently. Spread and share the gospel share with them the good news about Christ, that God loved them so much that he sent them Jesus to come and save them. And I think this is the key takeaway, that as we are prescribing this medication, we are going to meet people who will outright reject the medication we are prescribing them. We will also encounter those who will gladly receive it, but will not apply it how it's supposed to be applied. Those who will receive it and will not follow the instructions, those who will not follow the commandments to make sure that that which we have given them is effective and it will help them. So those are the things that we will face. But ours is not for us to drag or to convince people. Ours is to present and to plant that seed. So what happens then after? You leave it to God. So family, I want us to be encouraged. I remember there is a song that says, Jesus is the answer for the world today. So as it was when I was growing up, I believe even today that the only answer for all of these challenges that we have, that answer is Jesus.